Good evening again. I'm back. When I visited the house of our next speaker, I got the impression that she didn't like me. Not any glaring personality defects, of which I have many, and those who have the displeasure of sitting with me this evening at dinner will be able to attest to this in about an hour. But Zahnik didn't like me because I was coming to deliver bad news. If she was going to attend our school that fall, she was going to have to repeat the 5th grade. Zahnik was not on grade level, and even in repeating 5th grade, she was going to have work to do to catch up. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to convince her that it was the right decision. Well, 3 years later, she's here now speaking to you. Need I say more? Please welcome to the stage, Zahnik Underdu.
Good evening. My name is Zahnik Underdu, and I am a member of the founding class of Rise Academy, and I am currently in the 7th grade. For the last few months, I thought I was ready to read this speech tonight. I had worked on it and worked on it, but about a week ago, I had noticed something was wrong. It made my school seem fairy tale perfect, but I realized that wasn't what we were coming here for. Any student could tell you the good things about their school, even if it wasn't really any good. But I believe that you can't truly understand what makes Rise so special if you don't know the truth about it. If you want to understand why my school is so special, and it's more than just a school to me, you have to first learn about me. I appreciate all of the women who have raised me, everyone who has something to do with me being me. They've taken on extra responsibilities that most people wouldn't even consider. Raising me is no piece of cake, let me tell you. They have tried their best to help me become successful. And without them, I wouldn't be at Rise today or on this stage giving this speech. My journey to get here has not been easy though. Growing up, I didn't really have a home, but I seemed to have plenty of houses. My life seemed to be missing the basic stability that was necessary to feel comfortable and be happy. I lived with about 4 different families from the time I was born until the age of 8. Sometimes, not being stable was too much to handle. I didn't know who was right. Things seemed to change when I was just starting to get comfortable. I wasn't sure who had my best interest in mind. Some things that people take for granted in a stable environment, I didn't have enough time to enjoy. I felt like I didn't have enough time to be a big sister, to do the things big sisters do, like play house. When you move into different places with different rules and schedules and guidelines, it can be hard to manage being a big sister. I thought that my sisters will always be there. I thought I had time to grow up with them. I didn't even have enough time to discover how I fit into a real family. I didn't have time to express myself, and most of all, it seemed like almost no one had time for me. Not even time to do the little things. Little things like teaching me how to tie my shoes. And this is where Rise fits in. After feeling the same way for so long, feeling like I was not wanted, feeling isolated, alone, I finally found this place I would soon call my home. Before Rise, even though I was a good student, there was still a hole in my life. Something was missing. I didn't even realize that hole existed until it started to get filled. Filled with support, guidance, a passion for learning, and unconditional love from my teachers. I realized I needed to leave behind the old me. She was holding me back from becoming the person I was destined to be. I knew that something needed to change, or else I would continue on a path that didn't go anywhere. I changed. Having a home changed me. At Rise, I began building trust in an environment where people took the time to establish strong relationships. I felt wanted and important. I began to accept that the people around me had my best interest in mind. Rise was a safe environment where I felt free to express myself. I could say how I felt and know that how I felt mattered. I had to learn that when my classmates called me out for making mistakes, they weren't trying to get me in trouble. They were trying to help me be better. At first, it wasn't easy. I didn't fit in, and I thought I could do things my way. In 5th grade, I spent lots of time in detention. Lots. But over the last 3 years, I'm proud to say I've slowly built trust and stable relationships with almost everyone in my Rise family. At Rise, there's always enough time for me. I'm a person who asks lots of questions. Questions that may seem as simple as teaching me how to tie my shoes. At Rise, my teachers always make time to answer my questions, no matter how simple they may seem. It makes me feel special, because even if they didn't have enough time in class, my teachers always find time to answer my questions. Almost every day, one of my teachers offers me a ride home so that I can stay after school. Like Miss Grande. She gets done with all of her classroom responsibilities and always has time to help me get through things. She's one of the people who has helped me to build the confidence to stand here and talk about these things today. She makes time to help me out when life seems too hard to handle. My teachers are more than just teachers. My school is more than just a school. Rise is not a perfect place, though. Like any school, Rise has its pros and its cons. Every little thing counts. You're responsible for every action. No action is too small. There are choices you decide to make. And if they're not good choices, then you suffer the consequences. Yes, there are students at Rise who have a hard time following directions. There are days when students are even disrespectful. And there are even days when things just don't go as planned. At Rise, we do have conflicts. But I'm proud to say that I like these conflicts because they help us to become better people. We're in a place that teaches us how to keep our cool and resolve our conflicts in a way that will work when we might not be in such a safe environment. Through handling our conflicts, we gain a better understanding of each other. So we learn to face our obstacles, challenges, and struggles, and stick it out. Rise is the place I love the most. The person that stands before you tonight realizes the importance of her education. Now, I know that college is the only option for me. And in the year 2014, I will attend college. Rise has helped me to believe in myself, even when I didn't know how. It is the one place where I am free to be me, and I never feel like hope is lost. My school is my home. My teachers and peers are my family. With all of these life lessons, I am now determined to go out and be the change that I wish to see in the world. Good evening. My name is